Cam, just tell me about the ball movement that you saw this afternoon and the way that you guys were able to generate threes with it.
Yeah, I thought the ball movement was good, especially early in the first half. And really, when we were good, I thought it was because of our ball movement. We obviously want to be a team that has a lot of playmakers out there on the floor. When you have playmakers out there, ball movement's critical because everybody who touches the ball can pass, dribble, and shoot.
I want to ask you about Cason's very first possession, defensive stop. He stays in front of his guy, forces a turnover. Just what did you think about some of the ways he tried to set a tone just with his energy?
Yeah, I thought he was really good, and he's been good, since we've had him. He's a great kid. He's a great competitor, and he's another guy who you could put out there and can do multiple things. And he showed that early, in the possession you're talking about.
I want to ask you about the Chet chase down block and some really physical box outs from him in this game too.
Yeah, I think he's done a nice job really all summer league of just continuing to grow, get his feet under him, obviously, and play with effort while he's out there. If he does that again, he has so many things that he can get done. I thought he did a great job of that tonight. Obviously, we want to keep building on it.
Being around Cason and camp leading up to this, what have you learned about his game?
He's a professional. He's like ready. He's like a pro. With his approach. He's an extremely hardworking kid. He's extremely bright. He asks a lot of questions, which gives us a lot of confidence before he plays that, he wants to get things right to the point where when the game starts, he's ready to just rip it and let it loose. And then obviously on the floor, he can do a lot of different things. He can guard. He can make plays with the ball. He can shoot. And again, his game's just going to continue to grow the more reps he gets.
And Keontae made his debut tonight. What did you see out of him?
Same thing. I thought Keontae played really well. It's tough for these guys when they haven't played for a little while and they're joining a group that's already played 3 games. And I thought both of those guys, Keontae and Cason, did a nice job of, just fitting into what we're doing. And the way they do that is by just getting lost and competing and playing the right way, and it opens up opportunities for themselves and everybody else that's out there.
With Chet, the blocks are loud, but you obviously see guys driving in, having to peel off. What does he do big picture schematically for a team defensively with what he can provide for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. He has learned a lot on how to put himself in positions to protect the rim for us. It's not as easy as sit back there and just protect the rim, especially with the way he's playing right now. Sometimes he's out there with Jay Will. Sometimes he's out there as the only big, so it's really his IQ off the ball. He's done a great job of learning during the time he was out and even earlier this summer of just how to keep himself low, whether it's switching off ball or bumping guys out of that low spot to keep himself low. He's done a nice job of it, and it starts with him, his commitment to doing that, and then he's a great communicator out there as well.
What impressed you so far with Trey Mann? 3 good games in Salt Lake and then another one here today.
Yeah, I mean, Trey Mann, I think, is playing with a good level of force. He looks like a guy who's played out here before and has a certain comfort level with, playing in Summer League. I also think he fits into kind of how we play. He's a guy who can obviously score. He's competed on the defensive end, and he helps the group with his playmaking. So, again, for the group, all we've hit him on is just competing at a really high level, and he's done that, which has allowed his game to flourish. You know what I mean?
You spent a lot of time with Uz. How have you seen him sort of grow this summer?
Yeah, I thought he's done a nice job. He's had a really good summer in terms of his approach and how he's worked in the gym. So it starts there. And then the other part with him is just, he's a young kid. His game is obviously continuing to grow. His body's still growing. He's a guy who can, again, I feel like a broken record, but he's another one who's big. He can guard a lot of different positions. He can pass. He can shoot. He can dribble. He can make plays. So we just want to have an environment where you can throw a guy like that in the mix and his game is allowed to show without having to force it or push his button. I thought he's done a nice job of just competing and playing with force.
Who have some tone setters been for this team over the last couple weeks?
I think, Sam has done a great job of putting together a group that has come in with the understanding of how we want to play. So I think everybody has done a great job in that. I think the guys that have returned and played have a little bit of pop to them just because they know kind of what we're walking into. They know the stretch of 8 games and what that feels like. Trey's done a nice job there. Uz has as well. Chet's had a lot of really good moments as a guy who hasn't played for a while. But again, that also goes down to J-Dub, who played out there in Phoenix. Jay Will's a vocal leader for us. I think those guys have done a nice job as returners, but the group as a whole, I thought, has had a really good approach.
What do you want to see out of Cason and Keontae over these next couple of days here in Vegas?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with those 2 guys is, like I talked about before, we have a system of how we want to play. It's nice just to see how they mesh with that, how they fit their games into that without, again, having to push buttons or fit puzzle pieces anywhere. They're guys who are playmakers. They can make a lot of different plays on both ends of the floor. I think the first step for any player is just come out there and compete and get lost in the art of competing. And I thought they've done a nice job in that. Going forward, we obviously want to sustain that and keep growing that, and the rest will take care of itself.
What do you think of Cason's hustle play to get the ball and then the half-court shot?
J-Dub, I appreciate you. Sorry, what was that?
So what did you think of Cason's hustle play to get the ball and then the half-court shot that he made?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that impresses me the most about that guy is, like I said, he's like a ready-made pro in terms of his approach. He plays 40 minutes while he's out there. He plays the same way regardless of score or time. And I think that's just one of those plays. It's like time's running down, ball. You may not be able to get that ball, may not be able to get a shot off, and it's something that you may take for granted. But again, his approach is like laser focused, play 40 minutes, don't see the scoreboard. You know what I mean? And I think that was one of those plays.
From a personal standpoint, after all that Chet's been through the last year, how good does it feel just to see him out there playing, smiling, and having fun?
Yeah, it's great. That's a great question. I think, on a human level, it's like for that kid to go through what he went through, his approach was fantastic throughout it, which you can't take for granted. I think it's helped prepare him for what's ahead. And then just as a guy, he's a great person. He's a hard worker. You're always happy and rooting for people like that.
It felt great just getting out there, having fun with the team, shooting the ball well. My teammates found me, so it was just fun being out there.
You were able to crack a smile on that half-court shot. Just what did that feel like as you were throwing it up?
Really, I just shot it, but, the team is real goofy, so I looked around, everybody was laughing. But it was just having fun with the team, really just letting loose and just enjoying the moment.
How about just your comfort being able to play off of these guys so early? Did you get some time on the floor with them, and how does it feel to be able to just kind of play off of each other?
This was my first time playing with the guys, so it was definitely fun, and I'm just glad to be here. This moment was great for me, and just going to keep stacking wins with the guys.
What areas of your game do you feel like you were able to showcase? I really liked your handle, shooting the ball really well. I think you're showing a lot more stuff to your game that people probably thought that they knew about you. What do you feel like in some ways that you feel like you've been able to show?
Definitely shot the ball well today from the three. I feel like I guarded pretty well. I had, people score the ball, but I feel like I shot it well today.
What are your impressions of playing with Chet?
I feel like if you shoot it, more than likely he's going to get the rebound if you miss. You don't have to worry about getting beat on defense because he's going to protect the rim. And he's a great teammate. He's talking to you when, you're on the sideline, off the court, great guy.
Were you telling yourself anything before the game today? Just, any kind of internal conversation with yourself about your mindset or what it was like to put on a jersey for the first time?
Nah, I just go out and play my best ball. Just whatever happens, really. So today, the shot was falling. That's what happened. So I can't tell you what next game is going to be like, but, hey, I'm just out there just enjoying it.
How is it for you coming in as a rookie with a group like this, a close group, a lot of swag too as well? How has it, been for you coming in as a rookie, just learning from, all the vets and different young guys too as well?
It was great. I had moments with Trey tonight, asking him how he got through screens, how he get to the rim, how he changed direction, just little things that I know that they've been doing for last year and things that I need to get better at. So some stuff that I was working on during the game, really.
You talk to your teammates courtside at all?
Yeah. Me and Chet, we was chatting a little bit. Jay Will, goofy. Had a moment with J-Dub after one of the threes, so yeah.
What was it like not being able to play in Salt Lake? Did that make you even more antsy to get out here today and get on the floor?
I knew my time would come. I wasn't rushing the process. I was just letting everything come to me. So just being ready when my name was called was the main thing.
Chet, I think you guys had 18 made threes today. What did you think of the way the ball moved and guys were able to step into looks?
Yeah, it helps to have Cason out there who doesn't miss. At least he didn't today. Let's keep it rolling. But, credit to all the other dudes, too, knocking down threes when they're open. And then credit to our whole team as well for finding everybody and, getting each other good looks.
And then just how about the competitive level out there from your group, the guys, not just the returners, but everybody that was out there?
Yeah, it's great. It can always be better, but, I feel like we competed really well tonight. And, our togetherness really shows out there. And, we're happy for each other when we make plays, and, it all stems from that.
Can you take me through the coast-to-coast chase down block, and then I think you laid one of the hardest box outs I've seen in summer league. After that,
Which one?
in the first half against Lively, oh, you blocked somebody in transition, and then
Yeah. Just trying to make a play. Just seeing a play before it happens, and then going and making it happen, and just trying to make winning plays for the team. That's all it is.
You kind of try to, as you get back in rhythm, what part of your game, has it maybe taken the longest to feel like yourself?
I'd say it's just a little bit with my shot and stuff, just finding that rhythm within the game again. Because you can't really replace game rhythm without playing. So it's something I'm still getting used to again, but I feel like it's moving along, and then just some X's and O's things, when to attack, when to be aggressive, and different situations. Just got to get a feel again for when I should do that and when I should get off the ball and make a play elsewhere.
In terms of feel of the game, how close do you feel like yourself?
I always feel like me. I always feel like myself, but with my game, I'm gonna make mistakes whether I just played 82 or played 0 games. So just got to learn from them and try not to make them again. That's just what I got to do out there.
It seemed like you were bringing some physicality. Is that you, or is that just how the game was?
That's me. You don't have to take a second look at me to know. I'm not the biggest dude width-wise, so I got to be physical. Otherwise, the game's not going to go in my favor when it gets physical. So I got to hit first.
How do you feel physically, like compared to last year? Like, can you feel that like you've gained some mass, and can you tell a difference when you're out there?
I feel great. I've spent a lot of time in the facility working on not only my game but my body as well. In terms of my eating habits and everything, just trying to do every little thing that adds up over these days. And I feel great. My body feels great. I definitely feel stronger. When I'm moving, when I'm bumping dudes, and I got a long ways to go from here.
Just that few first impressions, man, of playing with Cason.
I got nothing but good things to say. What are yours? Same thing? He can shoot the ball? Yeah. Great defender, great all-around player. I think he's going to fit in well with the other guys we have on this team. Great character, great kid too. I'm glad we drafted him. It's a good spot for him.
After what you had to endure the last 12 months, how great is it, satisfying is to be out there?
It's amazing. Win, lose, draw, whatever. It's just great to be out there. Nothing can really, replace being able to hoop. And, I'm just really thankful for all the people who kind of stuck with me and believed in me throughout this, whole process. Not only from the team side, the management, the players, but my friends, family, everybody who's been with me along the way. I feel like I never gave up on myself, but, they definitely helped me do that. Say that again? Oh yeah, 100%. Some of the things I've touched on already. With my body, strength, athleticism, but also being able to watch the NBA game and pick up a feel from it. Even though I wasn't able to play, I definitely feel like I learned a lot.
What are the ways you felt like as you were watching OKC play this year that you could really come in and make an impact? You could really come in and fit?
Yeah, I prided myself on being able to do or work to be able to do whatever the coach asks of me. That's what I plan to do. We have a great group of guys with a lot of different talents, and I feel like I can complement a lot of these dudes, and these dudes can complement me as well. Whether it's spacing the floor vertically as a lob threat, or spacing the court from the three, blocking shots on defense, being a rim protector, and adding some length. I think those are huge, and also adding the skills that all these other dudes have as well.
What benefits is it for you when it's like kind of a two big lineup and it's you and the bigger Jalen Williams out there? Like, how does that help?
Yeah, it's good because it allows my length to be found in the game in different ways. When he's at the 5, he's in coverage more, and I'm able to kind of move around and roam the court a little more on defense, and be the low man in the help, and be able to come over for blocks if somebody gets beat, or just use my length in the passing lanes and as an on-ball defender as well. And on offense, it kind of allows me to kind of be in the action a little more off the dribble, when he's at the 5 and, he comes sets one for me. Or, it allows us to be able to have action going on both sides. When he moves the ball, I can come hit. It just opens up different things. It's not a completely different game, but when he's out there, it definitely helps me as well.
You mentioned trying to figure out like when you should attack, when you should move the ball. What do you see in there as far as maybe times when you say, hey?
Yeah. The big one's just not trying to drive the trigger when somebody's loaded. That's the middle of the floor, especially when we're in 5 out because there's 2 dudes standing on the elbow. So I just got to recognize that sooner and understand to get off the ball and play action on the opposite side, or just figure out something other than drive through the 2 people.